If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, this is Faith. Welcome to the Faith Washington Show. We will discuss life, business, leadership, family, and fun, and what happens when your view of the world expands. A wide variety of guests will provide insight on how they do business, family, and leadership in their lives. So now, here's today's show. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Faith Washington Show. I am Faith Washington.
Hello.
And we are live on Facebook, the iHeartRadio app, WWNN. We are live on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. Welcome, folks. And I have two incredible guests. We're going to do like a little bit of something different tonight. We're going to do a panel. I have Yolanta Sweetareka, and she is the owner of AccessInstantHealing.com. And I have Lynn Radice. Hi, Lynn. And Lynn is a massively successful executive recruiter, amongst other things that she's done in a lifetime. And her website is lynnradice.com. Welcome, ladies. I'm so glad you could make it tonight.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us.
We had a wonderful discussion prior to the show, and normally we talk about, you know, I like to discuss the businesses of people that I have on the show, but tonight we're gonna talk about some other things that affect our businesses, things like the judgments that we have against ourselves that you might not even be aware of, things that the failures that we go through, and maybe a little bit of why we do that. So let's just kind of start off the discussion here, ladies. And oh yeah, Lynn wants to talk about my boots.
I do love Faith, but I need Faith to stand up for a second because these boots are amazing. And she wears new boots every time she comes places, and
She loves these boots.
they are impressive boots. So Faith always looks cute, but she has amazing boots on. 3 or 4 different times I've been on different shows. She loves boots. Just saying. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. We just have so much fun. These two ladies are great friends of mine, and they're really great businesswomen, and they contribute to the community. And so what we would like to bring to you tonight is, let's start off with the subject of judgment. Mm-hmm. Kind of give us a definition of what judgment really is, Yola, because it's something that we're unaware of, but we're doing it constantly. It's every day in every way. We judge our bodies, we judge our business, we judge our decisions.
Yeah, that's
everything.
how we've been conditioned to look into our life through our judgments.
It's like a filter.
It's like a filter, right? So basically, every time you judge, nothing that doesn't match the energy of your judgment cannot come to your awareness. It's basically when you take a picture, that's the judgment, and you frame it with your point of view, what that judgment means
so
to
your
you.
filter. So in other words, it's how you, it's the lens that you view life through.
Right. So everything outside of that frame of your judgment cannot come to your awareness. Your awareness ceases to exist. Only that judgment is in front of you, and that's all you can see. and that's all you're fighting against
And it's all
or
you-
for.
And it's also the only thing you get to experience.
That's exactly.
Limited. So in other words, instead of making it this giant, broad, wow, there are a million solutions to every issue and problem you have on the planet, because there are,
Right, and
because I know that.
Let me just give you an
You're only
example
seeing a
of what that
limited
may
amount.
look
Okay.
in life. Basically, imagine walking through a hallway that has zillion of doors, okay? And you walking because you have the judgment that you have to look that way and that's the only direction you're gonna go, okay? So you walking, passing by all these doors that are available to you, all the possibilities in your life. And instead of
Quantum universe.
right? Instead of going and opening the door and see what else might be possible there, you have rejected that already with that point of view, with that fixed point of view, which is basically conclusion, your decision, your judgment about your point of view, about your life, your body, your relationship, your business, you name it. Judgment is the nail in the coffin.
It keeps
It
you
stops
stuck.
you. It stops you.
It keeps you stuck in one place. In other words, you're not allowing yourself to experience the expansion of who you are and what you're capable of, because you're so stuck in this fixed point of view that you've really been trained, entrained, and I'm going to use that word. Entrained is a physics term. Entrained means that you are vibrating at the same exact rate as whatever it is that you're thinking about. And
So-
we're always creating. We're creative beings. So if you're vibrating at this level, you're only going to attract whatever's at this level.
So judgment equals no change. Judgment equals no change. There's no change available to you if you already concluded anything in your life.
Right.
You already closed the door behind and you're sitting trying to figure out how to get out of that judgment.
But you don't even know that that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
So if you lack the awareness
Exactly.
of what you're doing,
Right.
you'll never understand that the reason that you're still doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result, which
That's
is, we know,
insanity.
is the definition of insanity.
Correct.
That if you're continuing to do that, you know what? You'll tell us what's one way that we can quickly
And
change track and move on to something different.
Right. So basically, what would it be like if you begin to put questions in all these places where you have judgments, decisions, conclusions about any aspect of your life? That includes your body.
Okay.
What if you
Give us an
begin-
example. So,
So-
give it, let's do one solid example. You pick something, talk to the audience, and let them know. Look, this is what we do. This is what you're seeing. How do we shift that?
Yes.
Let's do the teen market, because all of us have kids.
Yes. Yes.
And I
Oh,
think
that's
they're
very true.
you know,
I like
mean,
that.
we've all been through so many different things and experiences, but our teens are seeing on Facebook that everybody is perfect. They're 100% flawless. You know, they show up and
that's
just woke
bull.
up like this,
That's
right?
bull.
Yeah,
Don't
they
believe
just
that
woke
crap.
up like this. So you know, this is what my teens are seeing. So they want plastic surgery early and all these things, right? We all know this is, you know, we edit, we fix, we go to Botox, we do whatever we need to do, but
How do we
bring it back to
change?
them. Exactly. How do we show them not to be so judging?
Okay. So basically, first of all, you have to make them aware that they are aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions. Whatever they believe already in their head has nothing to do with them. So how do you change that? You give them a question to ask about themselves. What is right about me that I'm not getting yet?
So, in
What
other
is
words,
right about me that I'm not getting?
one of the most
Yes.
powerful ways to alter
change.
our consciousness, okay? Alter, transform. We don't want to just change
Yes.
it, because change is not lasting. Transformation is lasting. When I do coaching, it's transformation. You're going to alter your life, or you're not all in. You're committed or you're not. It's one of the two. But what is that factor? What is it that creates that desire to ask better questions to get better results? It is the up-leveling of the questions that you ask your subconscious mind that creates that ability to transform your life and do a 180.
Yes. So question always will empower you, and that's what you allow the kids to realize, that they can question anything. First of all, how many judgments do you already have when you don't know something, quote unquote, and you have to ask or question that? You already feel stupid. And that's what we project on kids.
That's why they don't want to ask. That's why they don't want to ask questions.
Exactly. How many times in school do you remember when teacher was showing or explaining something and said, "Do you understand?" And everyone went like, "Yes,
they're lying.
They're
lying because they didn't believe it and they didn't understand it."
But there was a peer pressure to accept as well. So you had the peer pressure to say, "Yes, of course I know. I don't want to feel stupid and raise my hand and say, I have no idea."
So bringing that power to a question to them, to realize that it's okay to ask, it's okay to question. I'm not going to judge you for it. Just ask me. And if I don't have an answer, I'll do my best to assist you with it. But I'm pretty sure, because in order to have a question for anything, you must have an answer. You would not be able to form a question if you did not have an answer for it.
Right.
So if you empower kids that they already know what they know, and it's their knowing, it doesn't have to fit into anybody else's point of view.
It's theirs.
It's theirs.
They get to own it.
That's when they stop following anything or anyone on Facebook,
empowerment,
Instagram, anything.
That's the empowerment. And Lynn was talking about this earlier. You were talking about the perfection that you see. Facebook.
Hyper-compare their families, hyper-compare everything. Yeah.
Right. We post the things
because there's nothing else to substitute that. Okay. It's nothing else is offered to them.
I mean, it's truly, I woke up like this, and it was 5 hours, taking a picture, editing for 5 hours, and then, basically all of our kids think they just literally just woke up like that. It's like, no!
I find that so funny.
It's the truth. That is what goes on today.
Yes.
And
since it's not honest, but that's what they see. So what they're taking in, what they're doing is they're imbuing and taking this into their mind, believing it's the truth, and there's the fallacy.
Yes.
And so that's what creates the failures and what creates the inability to move forward, because people feel stuck
and depressed. Because I can't get to that level,
right. But here's the thing, and here's what I believe about depression. Depression, feeling low, not feeling great about what's going on in your life, that's really expansion. That is you internally saying to yourself on a very different level that you're not aware of most of the time, that you need to grow, and that you feel crappy because you're not expanding, you're not growing. I mean, I'd love to point out some people right now that I have to tell you, I get to coach on a different kind of level. I would just love to say, hey, pay attention to what I'm saying.
Can I just kind of give you the visual picture of what you're trying to convey here?
Sure.
So it's basically you come to this world as this sweet, innocent, beautiful baby, okay? And everyone goo-goos and gagas over you when you first come to this world, okay? Over a period of some time, that becomes not enough for the parents, the society, that you are not enough. That's not enough, that you're just this beautiful gift that came to this world. So the expectations start piling up on these kids, and you start judging you that you're not enough because that's what's being projected at you. So you're buying these projections as real, and then you start matching. You start having your own projections on you, matching whatever already it's been projected on you. Because it's not about blaming the parents or society. It's to become aware. That's how we've been conditioned, generation after generation, okay? So my idea, and I have worked with kids left and right, beautiful Olivia, I'm going to say her name, okay? I wish she was here today because she could tell everyone here how much she changes, like within just a couple days being here with me, where she realizes that she is okay the way she is with me. Yeah. She doesn't have to hide. She doesn't have to lie. I say, if you want to lie, you have to be better. I'm going to empower you. If you want to lie, because that's the funny thing also parents do, right? they say lying is bad. But what do they do usually to the kids? They lie all
like
the
a rug.
time. And do you suppose kids don't know that?
Of course they do. They can
you
sense
know
it.
that your parents were lying
can
to you?
sense it.
So why are we perpetuating the same ideas and expecting different results?
We're talking to the audience, and they don't know. This audience they're not aware. They don't understand being the observer. They don't understand the quantum physics universe. It's like little by little it has to be taught. It has to be kind of understood and imbued. I mean, whether you're coming from a religious perspective and you're looking at the Bible, you're looking at, the Tanakh or the Torah, whatever it is, in any way, shape, or form, Buddhism, what have you, there are words and terms and views that describe this quantum universe. It's really simple.
Yes.
You need to believe before you're going to see anything. That's how it works. It doesn't work the other way around.
Are you
When I
sure?
see it, yeah. When you see it, then you're going to believe it. No. Believe, and then you see. And all these things that we're talking about, we're trying to give a little bit of a foundation,
Yes.
so that folks kind of get where we're coming from.
So let me just give you just maybe one more thing here, and then we can move on, okay? For anything that isn't working for you today, whatever you think you're stuck, you have a problem with, it's not a problem per se. It's only because you have some kind of judgment of that aspect of your life that is blocking all these other possibilities, these other choices that are available to you.
So those
Okay.
choices that are available.
Right. So how do you drop the judgment? That's the key. That's the question. You begin to question, and if you desire more, I have a bag of tools that I could share with you, one after another, okay? And all these tools, okay, are designed to get you to the place where you become the energy that you always knew was, that you always have been, that little baby that you came to this world with, that question, that awareness, that consciousness, that gift that you also knew that you were coming to this world. And claiming and owning that back, none of that Facebook, Instagram, none of that will affect you ever again.
Right,
Because
and
you will have you. When you have you, none of that you can look and say, wow, how does that get any better than this?
Right. But here's one of the greatest tools that you have taught me, and it is the up-leveling of the questions that you ask yourself.
Yes.
Those questions are the tool. They're
Yes,
the
question
things,
is the tool.
they're the things that get your subconscious mind, that pre-programmed, totally and completely tooled part of you that leaves you stuck in a little box. And I always talk about the box. I know that there isn't a box. A lot of people live in the box. I don't even know that there is a box.
Yes.
But those questions allow you to function way outside of what your normal reality would be. Gives you a million different solutions for every issue.
And the simplest thing, if you don't even know what question you could ask today, that's the question. What question can I ask? It's already a question, and you don't have to logically look for the answer.
It'll come to you.
It will come. It will actually just show up in your life.
It always does.
Because ask, and we know, ask and you shall receive.
Receive. Ask and you shall receive.
receive.
Simple program.
And how many people actually use that element, that magic in their life, knowing that when they ask, something would actually show up and they will be able to shift. Because it's not about fighting or trying to overcome a problem. It's about you becoming aware of what you have judged and concluded that created that energetic wall that you're trying to fight today.
Don't fight. Go down, just flow downstream. Just
When
go
you
with
ask
the
a
flow
question-
of your life and ask a question, and everything is given to you. It's
The
just
world
given.
will cease to exist.
Everything crumbles.
Yes, that's where I said, wherever you feel stuck, it's only because you have cut off your awareness.
Right.
You bring that awareness back, you realize, I actually have a choice. The choice always existed. I just did not allow myself to acknowledge that, or if not, I was not even aware that that choice existed. And it's not even the wrongness, okay? Today you have a choice. Today might be the day for you to start questioning, what other choices do I have in my life or my business, my relationship that I have not considered or questioned?
That was definitely part of being an entrepreneur. And, we all have failures and things that we think are failures.
Exactly.
And we all hit walls, and we all have to bounce back, and we have to get over hurdles, etc.
Right.
So I think that that's what we were saying earlier, is that I think, as entrepreneurs, how do we fight back? How do we not judge, gosh, I just messed that whole thing up, or gosh, that guy took money from me.
So how do you change that?
Right. And that's the thing, is that instead of allowing ourselves to go with the flow and go, oh, you know what, I understand that happened, so that I would see it.
So what question would you ask?
So how in the future could I do a better job of creating my circumstances? How could I be a better entrepreneur? How could I be?
Can I ask you a question? Okay.
Sure.
So look through your life, okay, and tell me how much you have become more aware because you have hit the wall, and then you realize, oh my gosh, there is a wall. What else should I be doing, or what else should I be being? How can I change this? Then the positive, when you have just the positive part of your life, which one gave you more expansion of your awareness?
Hitting the wall.
Hitting the wall, exactly.
I went straight at the wall.
Exactly.
Not Trump's wall, my wall.
Exactly.
Just saying, it's a good one. Just saying, mine.
Exactly, my wall, right?
we may use this as the wall. We might go viral with this.
Good,
the wall.
exactly, the wall.
That's exactly.
We've come across the wall. And what are we doing with the wall? What are we doing?
Go ahead.
So what if you realize that actually, what if there was no such thing as positive or negative? What if all of that was just for you, how you could become more aware of what it is that works for you? Okay?
No, it was
works
negative.
For you?
It was extremely negative.
You felt negative.
Thought that they could, take money from me.
So you see, for me,
to me, that was a huge negative.
as of today, every time something irritates me or I quote unquote see a problem, I see the possibility behind that. Because I know that gives me an awareness that I'm still judging something about myself,
right,
or any part of that aspect that it's showing up, resurfacing now in my life. So then I get a question. My question to that is, what is right about this that I'm not getting yet at this moment?
That I've not seen.
That I have
That
not
it shouldn't have
acknowledged.
happened. I should do it by myself and make a lot more money.
It's not even...
No, I understand. Like,
it's
I
not
understand. You take the
even-
positive. I gotcha.
It's not even positive. You see, it's not me changing the positive. It's me expanding my awareness. What it is that would work for me that I have not been choosing in that aspect of my life.
Yeah, whether it's relationships or business,
Yes.
or whatever it is that you're experiencing.
Yes.
I think that's important to kind of bring out is that women fail, right? We all
men
support
fail.
each
We all
other. Well, I
Listen,
understand. Men fail. We do both.
Yeah,
We do
this
both.
is not really about male or female. This is simply about bringing that level of awareness to the authenticity of being able to fail and not going, oh, it's a
Right.
terrible thing.
I
You
think
know
it's a
what?
process.
Screw it. It's a
Everyone has
process.
failed. Everyone.
But why? Why do we fail?
So we learn.
Because we learn. Because we not only learn about the world around us, but we learn about ourselves. And so I think what Yola is bringing to light, and I think, Lynn, the same thing with you, is that we learn from this process of fail, succeed, fail, succeed, right, wrong, good, bad. There is no such thing. But when you're coming from that state of neutrality, which is really, I believe, what you're trying to convey, there isn't a judgment on, wow, I did good, wow, I did bad. You're like, wow, I did.
Right.
Wow, I did. Wow, I stepped out and I took action. It doesn't matter whether you fell on your face or whether you jumped up into the tree. No one gives a rip. So you know what? Nobody following you. Nobody paying any attention to what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. They're not inside of you. But when we get to that healthy point of neutrality, of a perspective that is, you know what? I did. I came. I conquered. I fell flat on my face first. And then, okay, I overcame it.
So let me, if I may, share something with you. And I know it took me probably a while to realize that, but when I became more aware of it, my life changed. Okay? So basically, I realized that I have created everything in my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that empowered me beyond my wildest imagination. From being a victim of my life, I became the creator of all of it. And when I realized that I was the creator of all of it, I no longer was the effect of it. Then I realized, okay, if I created that, I had that power to create such a disaster in my life, I can now use that power to use in a different direction in my life. I no longer have to create these disasters to prove to myself how powerful I am.
So if you don't need to create disasters, what are you going to create?
Exactly. That's a question.
You get to choose. Like, I like the tidal wave. I like to create the wave. I like to ride that wave at the top. I like to ride that mother all the way. I don't want to ride at the bottom and get crushed. What about you two? Really?
You see, to me, the most courageous people only ever will allow themselves to claim and own how powerful they are. Those are that will keep pointing fingers. This happened because of my parents. This happened because of my teacher. Because blame, shame, and regret will never change anything in their life. They will continue being the effect of their life and continue just having the trauma and drama, the judgment of themselves and judgment of others.
I don't know about you guys, but I run from trauma and drama. It doesn't do anything
Isn't that
for
amazing?
me. It is. Oh my gosh. Ladies, you gotta come back. You gotta come back next week. We gotta do more. We have to do more. So we have Yolanta Sweetareka and Lynn Radice. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. Come back next week, and we will have Barbara on too. I love you, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are live on Facebook. We are live on WWNN, the iHeartRadio app, 95.3 FM, and 1470 AM. Folks, have a great week. We'll see you next week, Thursday night. Bye. You've been listening and watching